Hi, everybody.
Hello there.
I'm Jerry.
And I'm Linda, and this is Gizmo.
We're the Newcomers. Here we are back home after a big week. We'll tell you about it in just a few minutes. But our show, if you haven't been with us, we're going to tell you more about living in Central Florida, and particularly our community, which is called The Villages. It's a retirement community. It's a 55-plus community. Some say, and we agree, that it's the best retirement community on the planet. We've had a hot week. It's getting into the summertime. What's July?
It's July, and July weather is very hot. We're in the 90s very often in July. But we also have rain, and we have rain intermittent throughout the days. Like right now, it's raining, but it'll stop in about, 5 minutes?
But it doesn't rain every day. Some people think it rains every single day. It doesn't. And we have a sprinkler system to take care of the days it doesn't rain.
Right.
But we just discussed it. We're going to turn off our sprinkler because it's supposed to sprinkle tomorrow. Some people have an automatic little sensor on their roof, but it's not 100%.
Right.
So we do it ourselves, and we're going to shut off our sprinkler for tomorrow because we're getting that beautiful rain.
We're getting the beautiful rain, and then sometimes we get the beautiful rainbows.
Speaking of beautiful, Linda was gone this past week. We roughed it, didn't we, pal? Oh my gosh.
Poor things. What'd you do without me?
Well, I had hot dogs. I had Chef Boyardee beefaroni.
Yes.
I had Chef Boyardee spaghetti and meatballs one night. How about that, all you health food nuts?
I saw Hostess cupcake boxes.
We got some Hostess cupcakes. It was good. But the best part was we have a new grandchild.
Yeah, we did.
Now, he is 8 pounds, 4 ounces. Mm-hmm. He was born on the 4th of July. Woo-hoo! He's a Yankee Doodle dandy.
He is a dandy.
Show you some pictures from Linda's trip there. And she babysat the other child, which is a 1.5-year-old. Mm-hmm. And she's a beauty, and we love her too.
Right. We had a good time. We bonded. We played puzzles. We played dolls. We played wagon. We rode little bikes. It was a lot of fun. Yeah. I enjoyed myself.
Yeah, and I drove over and picked them up. They live up in Jacksonville.
Right.
And so it's about a 2-hour, 45-minute drive. And anyway, you're back, and I'm eating
Aren't
good
you
again.
glad?
I'm eating good. Everything's great. Yeah.
Aren't you glad?
I went on Poker Run the other day. You ever been on Poker Run? I had never been on one. Yeah. But you get into golf carts. There was about 200, I think.
Woo.
And they give you a sheet with a bunch of blanks on it. And you go to the first stop, and you draw a card. And whatever card you get, they note that on your sheet. And we made, I think, 7 or 8 stops, and they had some refreshment stops. Mm-hmm. And when you get done, you've got a poker hand, you know, and they look at all those poker hands and give out prizes. And it was a lot of fun, and I really appreciated being asked to participate in that.
Oh, that's fun.
You saw that crowd. There was quite a few people there.
Yeah. Well, there's always something to do in the villages. That's the fun part of living here. There's something going on every day. So,
if you're new to our channel, just remember, we're going to give you some numbers. We're going to talk about things. Always do your own research. We don't guarantee anything we say is the truth. In fact, some things change daily here in the villages.
You're not saying we lie.
We don't lie. We never lie. Somebody in a comment yesterday said that we were dishonest.
Oh.
And said we were, how did they put it? An infomercial is what they called us. They said, you're an infomercial for the villages. Well, we just tell it like we see it. And if you've watched us enough, you know there are plenty of things that I complain about. But overall, we love it. We love it. So take it for what it's worth.
Yeah.
But please verify any facts. Don't make any investments or buy any properties or take out any insurance policies or anything like that because we do it or we said it.
Right.
There you go. Today, you're going to find out, do people live longer in the villages?
And I'm going to give away some of my cactus cuttings.
Oh, wonderful. Mm-hmm. Are the roads here safe with all these elderly drivers?
And we're going to give you some information on how to get to and from the airport.
All that and more. Hit it, Wally.
Send us your questions, we've got your answers. Jerry and Linda's Mailbag Monday.
That Wally is great, and we really appreciate the work that he's done for us.
He's so talented.
He plays so many instruments, and he's even performing now in the villages, so that's wonderful.
That's
we're gonna bring you Wally in a show one of these days.
That'd be wonderful.
He's a busy guy.
Yeah.
All right, we went to the farmer's market. You saw the video on Thursday. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Lots of fresh vegetables and fruits and even landscape plants.
Yeah, they were beautiful too.
And you saw those awesome dogs. we saw some criticism about the dogs at the farmer's market because of the hot asphalt.
Yes.
So look at this graphic right here. That's from the Florida Division of Emergency Management. And they say protect your pets from the heat and ensure they have an ample access to water to avoid dehydration.
Yeah.
And some people down at the farmer's market had pads on their dog's feet, which was really cool.
Yeah. And you know what? Many times I've noticed the restaurants and a lot of the local merchants will have little dog bowls out with water for the dogs. So I think that's amazing and so kind.
Yeah.
Hey,
They
kids.
say that pavement can get up to over 140 degrees and
They say-
burn the little paws.
Yeah. If you touch it, it's hot, and it hot 3 or 4 seconds, and feels hot to your hand. It's going to be hot on their paws too.
Yeah. So we didn't take him down there.
No.
And I'll tell you what, he's a trooper.
Yeah.
But he would prefer to walk on the concrete than the grass.
Yeah. He doesn't like to walk.
He doesn't like to walk in the grass. Well, those, grass is that tall. That's rubbing his belly when he
Rubbing
walks.
his belly the whole time.
Also, I got in trouble at the farmer's market because I said, I was going to that one booth there that had pasties for sale. And I said, I thought they left the R out of pastry. And they look like pastries.
Yeah.
But I've been taught that those are actually a meat dish from over in the United Kingdom area.
Okay.
And they're called pasties.
Pasties.
Yeah, pasties.
Okay. Well, that
Yeah.
sounds neat. We should have bought some next
Well,
time.
I just thought they were turnover, like apple fritters or something like that. But I mean, you guys teach. There you go. I mean, show you, we don't know much.
We learn from you all just as much as you learn from us.
I remember I was asked a lot of times, if I would do the public address announcing for the football teams and the basketball teams. And so one time I was doing for the football team, and at halftime the dance team came out.
Oh, yeah.
And they brought me a script, and I'm supposed to read this script about what they're performing.
Right.
And they did a routine over this song, and I'm announcing it for a packed house. This song called Shabby Chick. That sponsor, the lady, she came up and was about to club me in the head because it was Shabby Chic. C-H-I-C, chic. I live and learn, right? I was young.
Learn something every
All
day,
right.
Jerry.
Thanks for keeping me straight out there.
Yeah.
And when we sat down here to talk to you folks, you had a phone call. Actually, the camera called, and it was
our friend Marie Gadevsky, and she is in Georgia, and she's in a nursing home there, and she has been moved a couple times this last year. She's had some health issues, so she's moved a couple nursing homes, and she wanted our viewers to know her new address. So we'll put that in somewhere in the write-up of her address.
the video description, perhaps.
Yeah, maybe so. So,
You might remember about 2.5 years ago,
yeah.
she was in a bad shape. She was bedridden,
Yeah.
still is, in a nursing home, watched our show, loved us to death. She called us. We love to hear from her, but she couldn't get us. So we kind of got that problem solved for her, and we told you about it. And you guys responded and sent her so many letters and cards, and she was just absolutely thrilled.
And she's moved, so she's wanting to know if you could still follow her to her new nursing home. Bless her heart.
Yeah.
Oh, we love her. So anyway, we will put that address for you in the write-ups for you to send the cards to if you feel like it.
Here in Florida, the sun is brutal. I've been trying to do better when I go out, although the doctors say this damage that I have, which I've had 4 bouts of skin cancer. The last one was a big squamous cell cancer where they took out a section about the size of a golf ball. You remember that?
I do.
But now yearly I have this blue light treatment. It's got a name, I forget what it is. You told me the other
I
day.
told you, but I can't
And
remember.
you sit with it's almost like you're in a little MRI, but this thing has these intense lights, and it's going to basically cook this medicine that they put on my face. I have to put it on and wait 2 hours, then get the blue light. Blue light takes 16 minutes, I think, and it's excruciating. The first 10 minutes are doable. The last 6 minutes are like,
Torture.
hurry up.
Torture.
And I'm going to have that. So for the next week, I'm going to have what I call scabosis. I'm going to have scabs all over my face where it burns off every bit of precancerous tissue.
Yeah, so you're not going to look so handsome
But
anymore.
after then, my face will be like a baby's
Baby's butt.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Well-
I don't know what's going to happen on next week's show. It may be Linda doing a solo. Let's start with our video question this week.
Sure.
This week's question is from Donna. She lives in Oklahoma. Okay, Donna.
Hey, Jerry and Linda. It's your friend Donna from Oklahoma. I don't know how y'all do this because I feel so fake. Here's my question. Is it true that there are no insects in the villages? I hope that's false. Please clear it up. Thank you. See you when I get there, I hope. September.
Well, are there insects in the villages? There are.
Yeah.
But you know what? Almost everybody treats their yard for insects. We do. We have a company. I'll tell you the name of our company. It's Superior Lawn Services. In fact, we're going to tell you a couple of our, what do you call them, contractors during this show. And they don't pay us, but we want to make life easier for you. They come once a month,
Right.
and sometimes they're fertilizing, sometimes they're putting insecticide down, and sometimes they're putting weed killer.
Right.
We honestly don't see bugs here.
No.
I always say this, we had more bugs in Indiana.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there is a bug here that people are particularly afraid of. It's called the palmetto bug.
Right.
It's a big cockroach.
Yeah.
And we've seen 2 in 4.5 years, is that right?
Yeah, and it was like the first week we moved in, so come in with a box or something. So I really don't think it was something that was in the house. So yeah.
So bugs, if you're afraid of bugs, and many people are,
Yeah.
it's not that big a problem as long as you have a service.
You have a
like
service.
we do. And mosquitoes are plentiful here, but as needed, the county comes up and down the streets with a fogger. And I called them and they guaranteed me that is not harmful to humans or pets.
Or pets.
And this loud truck will be blasting out fog. And I say they come once a month.
Yeah, and it's like at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock
Late at night.
So most people are inside by
Nobody's
now.
outside.
Yeah.
They come down twice. They come down one side of the street and then they turn and they go down the other side, spraying the other side.
And you'll hear them coming. You can hear it though.
But even with that, we do have mosquitoes here.
Yeah.
And it's never a problem except if you stay out right till dusk.
Yeah.
And then you may find them, and they don't bother me too much. They bother you, don't they?
They do. Yeah. They buzz around my ears. I've been bitten a couple times, but yeah. So they say they like people with O positive blood. So that's me. I'm afraid but they're not going to get us. We're going to be okay here. We're going to be okay.
But if you're new and you're looking for a company, we've had good results with Superior. They've come every time that we've needed them to come. She'll call once in a while because she sees these ghost ants, these tiny little ants.
Do you know when I saw those, particularly earlier this spring, we had a really dry February, March, April, May, no rain. And I think they were looking for water. And we started seeing these teeny, tiny, almost microscopic ants. It was terrible. But they were on my kitchen counter. And I said, Jerry, we got to call right now. But I think it's during a really dry season when they're trying to come in. So,
Yeah.
But right now, it's not dry.
Right.
Not really. Am I included in this one? From Pleasantville, Missouri.
Valley.
I like Pleasantville. Here we go.
Well,
Quit picking your nose.
we're not.
Are you going to be with me? Jerry made a mistake.
I don't think I did.
Research data indicating longevity increases for those living in the villages.
Longevity.
Take 2. You're getting awful picky here. You're getting awful picky. This is from Scott and Teresa Reed from Pleasant. Clack, clack. You got to start this over.
Why?
Because you said Gary Baker is nameless. Marital rate in the country and the village's residents are among the most educated. What? What's dropping over here?
I was giving him a couple treats.
What's happening?
What?
Wait till you go back and listen to that. Yeah. Gary and his wife,
That's what I said.
No, you said Gary Baker, who remains nameless, and his wait. I want to punch you.
All right, let's move down to our first question. Have you
Sure.
got that one?
We are. This is from Timothy. With such an elderly population, are there drivers that shouldn't be on the road? Do you feel safe walking and riding your bike or in your golf cart? Yeah.
Yeah, Timothy. Do you remember that song, Timothy? Timothy, Timothy. You know, and there was a big rumor that, oh, Timothy's a donkey and they ate him. You remember that?
No, I do not. I think you're crazy.
Y'all remember, don't you? She thinks I'm making that up. Go ahead.
Well, elderly population, yes, there are. And there are some people that probably should be giving up driving. And I feel safe, though. I feel safe in our neighborhoods. I don't know if I'd be walking out too much out on the bigger streets, but I feel pretty safe walking and in my bike and on my bike in the golf cart in our neighborhoods. What do you think?
I don't know. Just recently, a 95-year-old woman she didn't have any bad intentions, but she hit two bicyclists.
Okay.
And hurt them really bad. And she left the scene, and later they found her car at a, again, don't hold me totally responsible for the accuracy of the story, but they caught her, and she's doing jail time now. 95.
Oh,
I believe
my
95.
Gosh.
Yeah, so I mean, there are a lot of people here, and I remember with my own father,
Yeah.
90 years old, he still wanted to drive.
Yeah.
And he had no reactions. You know, he had reflexes were bad and still driving. And that's the same everywhere. These people don't want to give it up.
Yeah.
And when you do, you've lost your independence. So the village is a retirement community. There's going to be a lot of people like that.
Yeah.
The other day, and you remember because you were with me,
Okay.
we're driving along Hillsboro in the golf cart.
Yeah.
And that fella swerved over and missed my mirror about that far.
Yeah, he
Then he
did.
came all the way into the golf cart lane, didn't
Oh,
he?
I remember this, yes.
And he pulled into the postal station, so I pulled in there with him, and I
Yeah.
said, "Hey, buddy."
Yeah, you were very, very polite. I was really proud of you, Jerry. You just kind of said, you got a little bit too close to me. And so he goes, oh, really? And he said, he didn't know. And we said, yeah, you did.
He's a very nice fella, but you know what? It is dangerous out on a road like
Please
Hillsboro or
watch, yeah.
Pinellas. I mean, we don't ride bicycles or walk on Morse Boulevard or Buena Vista. But I do kind of, you know how they used to say, watch out for the other guy?
Yes.
You got to watch out for the other guys
Yeah.
there.
It's particularly tricky when you're going down a busy street and you have a car coming this way and you know there's a golf cart right next to you. You have to go perfectly right straight in your lane. Don't get any closer. It's threading the needle and you have to be very vigilant.
Yeah, and so Timothy, the answer is, yeah, we feel safe, but we're super safe in our neighborhood. When we stay on these little streets, the ones that people complain there are no sidewalks, we don't need sidewalks here.
No.
We don't, it's quiet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring y'all a show from the neighborhood showing you just how quiet it is real soon.
Yeah.
All right, this next question asks about ATVs. They want to know if ATVs and mopeds and things like that are allowed in the villages on the multimodal trails. So I did some checking, and I find out that it is not legal, nor is it smart to drive vehicles like smart cars, motorcycles, or mopeds, or ATVs on any of the multimodal paths in the villages. So you'll get in trouble if you do it, then when they eventually catch you.
Yeah.
Only golf carts, e-bikes, and bicycles, that's it.
Okay, that's right. One question for you all. This is from Jim and Val. Have you come across much data indicating longevity increases for those living in the villages? I found a 2020 article in the Villages Daily Sun, which stated that the villages, according to 2020 census data, has one of the lowest poverty rates in the nation. These factors contribute to better health outcomes per the chief medical officer for the village's health. I guess
It's your question.
we live longer because we're more educated.
We're smart. We're smart.
I don't know about that, but you know, we exercise more. We want to take part in the activities. We feel better. We are moving, and the more you move, the longer, supposedly, the longer you'll live.
Motion is lotion.
Motion is, yes, that's right. Motion is lotion. Yeah, that's why I take water aerobics. A lot of the women in the pool are aching, you know, and they say, "Oh, I can't wait to get to water aerobics because I feel so much better when I have that class." So, you know, I drummed that into my head. When I get out, I go, "Ah, I feel so much better." a lot of the villagers like to eat healthier foods. There are Mediterranean diets out there now. We're researching a better way to live longer, so we exercise more. We're eating better, hopefully, except not too many Hostess cupcakes, Jerry. But we ought to eat more things that are healthy for us. Farmers Fresh Market.
She was gone. I got another thing now. I'm going to make another recommendation here. You smart people out there are going to eat me up on this. I got a family-sized banquet container of Salisbury steaks. There was 8 of those bad boys in there.
Oh my gosh.
And I ate that while you were gone. It was only $3.50 for 8 Salisbury steaks. I'm not sure what they were made of.
What did I tell you? If it's $3, it's probably not. Probably made of shoe leather.
How old do you think you'll get?
I'm hoping for 100, Jerry. My great grandmother lived to 99, so I hope I have her good genes.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you?
75.
75. Oh.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll figure it out.
You gotta live a healthy lifestyle.
Okay. This is from Ethel and Hugh.
Ethel, I love that. And Hugh, both of those names are very nice.
We're from a rural community in Kentucky.
Okay.
We have the best tomatoes, corn, and other fresh vegetables. Can we get good vegetables in the villages? Well, like we said, we went to the farmer's market on Saturday.
Yeah.
There's the Villages Grown
Sure.
that grows things. There's good stuff here for sure.
Sure.
I don't think those tomatoes were...
I don't think you're going to find a tomato here like you do in the Midwest.
Well, I don't think these were homegrown or even farm. I think they were probably hydroponic or something.
They look, yeah.
Didn't they?
Yeah.
They didn't look bright
Yeah.
red and luscious.
Jerry's father was a farmer, and had a small little, patch of ground with the vegetables, corn and all. And he had the best tomatoes. They were this big, and they were those beefsteak tomatoes, and they just, as soon as you put it in your mouth, we would eat them whole. Oh my gosh. And it would drip all over the front of you, and it was absolutely glorious. I would try to have one of those tomatoes.
I told you all the story before. When we owned our farm, we were going to build a barn, and so I took bids on it, and the Amish won.
Yes.
And the Amish would come every day in their horse-drawn carriage,
Yes.
and they would have a trailer behind the horse, and they would be bringing our lumber in,
Yes.
and we took a liking to them, and they got along good with us, and we would talk to them every day. And one day they all took a lunch break, and I said, "Well, Wayne, what are you having for lunch today?" And he said, "Well, I'm having some of these beautiful tomato sandwiches." And he showed me these giant slabs of tomato with salt and pepper on them and mayonnaise.
Yeah.
All of it homemade.
Oh my
And
gosh.
there's no way I could eat that.
I would have given $100 for it.
I mean, if you put about 7 or 8 slices of bacon on there,
Oh well, yeah, that might have
and a
improved
little lettuce.
But
Yeah, it's big time in Indiana.
yeah, well, you'll get good vegetables here. The farmers market, as you've seen on the show, it had some great vegetables, but the tomatoes not as good as back home.
Yeah, but it's hot here, and
Yeah.
and tomatoes do well here. If you irrigate them and keep them watered, they'll do here. We talked about the heat, and we talked about the doggies' paws and everything down at the farmer's market. And I wanted to say something to all of you. It's kind of like a public service. You hear a clock going off right there?
Yeah.
This past week, we had a little incident with our air conditioning. It turned out it was user error. I think I even mentioned it on one of the shows. But we have a contract with Air FX.
Yes.
That's a heating and cooling company, AIR/FX. They came out Johnny on the spot and fixed us up. So we wanted to tell you guys that a contract is a good thing to have in Florida
Yes.
on your air conditioning because as we've said before, if ours goes out, we have to leave. We have to go somewhere. If it's out more than a day, we'd probably go visit one of our sons and say, "Hey, son, we're moving in for a while."
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we encourage you to get one of those maintenance contracts. Then your visits, when you have a problem like we had, are cheaper,
Yeah.
and you go to the top of the priority list. It's a good thing to have. And of course, we have 2 units. We have a mini split in the lanai, and we have our home air conditioner.
yeah.
So we've got 2 reasons to have it. But again, our company, and we never will ever recommend a company if we don't believe in them. And we
Yeah.
really do like Air FX. They have done us right.
This is from Scott and Teresa Reed in Pleasant Valley, Missouri. We see the new homes come with a 1-year warranty. Do you know if you can buy an extended warranty from the builder? And that's a no.
That's right. We checked with the villages and they don't offer that. In fact, we know people, many people that have built new homes, and 1 year from the date of when you close, that's when you have to have everything fixed that you want the villages to fix, unless it would be under some kind of longer guarantee.
Right.
And if you want a longer warranty than that, you have to get it from a third-party vendor. Sherry in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania writes, "We've seen you show alligators on a couple of your podcasts. I'm so afraid of them. Have you heard any stories about alligators coming up through the pipes and out a toilet? My friend said he's heard of that, and I'm just concerned about it because there seems to be so many down there."
Alligators coming out of the toilet? That sounds like Godzilla.
Well, you know, there are 1 million alligators or so. That's what they estimate in Florida. And the story goes, and I'm believing it, that there's an alligator in every fresh body of water. So we see alligators all the time. We do.
Yeah.
But do they come out of the toilet? Why don't you go check?
Oh my gosh, that was awful, Jerry. You wouldn't believe what was in there. Oh my gosh.
What'd you find?
Don't go in there. I shut the door.
Oh, of course, we're being funny. We've never heard of that, but you know, your toilets and some of your drains are vented through the roof, and you'll have a pipe in the roof. Now, most people cover that with some sort of screen or something.
Right. Yeah.
And if they're not covered, once in a while, a tree frog will get into a home that way.
Yeah.
And people have found tree frogs in their home with no explanation of how they got there or when they raise up the toilet seat. But that is super, super rare. It does happen.
Well, just make sure you have one of those little wire caps on that little
Yeah.
pipe there.
At alligators, no way. Just relax.
Yeah, relax.
Speaking of creatures, though, what happened the other day?
I don't know.
You don't know?
What? I don't know.
Remember you came and woke me up at 7 a.m.? I wasn't up yet. Out of a wonderful deep sleep. And you told me that you were having trouble with the shade.
Oh my goodness, you're right. Yes. Yes. I got
What did you say?
You're right. Yes, I remember.
Okay.
I woke
Tell
you
them
up.
tell them what
I
happened.
woke you up at 7 in the morning because, well, we have these electric shades, which are phenomenal. We love them tremendously. And they go up at a certain time in the morning. And there they go. They're going up at 7 o'clock, whatever. And all of a sudden, I look at them, and they're going, two side panels are crisscrossing and bunching up, and oh my gosh, it was a big giant mess. And I come running back. I turned them off. I went to the remote control and turned them off. And I got Jerry. I said, Jerry, come out here quick. They are a disaster. Shades are all mixed up. So I tried to pull them down, and then I used remote control, and it wouldn't work. Everything was just like shut off. So I said, what are we going to do? So we called our company, the Shade
Brothers.
And they sent a representative out, and oh my gosh, he fixed it within seconds.
Same day. And then we let the shade down, and what happened?
Oh my gosh, I saw it. I knew what it was. I know what happens when those
There was a big old lizard, about that long.
That long.
Was up there, and that thing had rolled up, and when he got in there, it got off balance.
Off balance, and it pushes the shade into the other shade's path. And oh my gosh, so yeah, we have a little bit of a blood stain on our shades, but
they came out same day. I mean, hats off to Shade Brothers. We love our shades, absolutely love them.
Yeah.
But the fault was mine for leaving the lanai door open when I let this guy out.
He forgot to shut the door behind him. When
I left it open all night long.
The door.
So,
outside became inside.
We may have a bear in here for all I know.
I was hoping I'm not going to find a snake. Now, don't be scared of snakes, everybody. But seriously, he left the door open, and I knew. And then when that shade got crisscrossed, I just said, I bet there's a lizard in there.
Yep.
But let me tell you, there's a product, y'all. Listen to this. Go to the Dollar Tree and find this bottle of stuff called Awesome. And it is awesome. It's concentrated. I use it full strength. And you put it on anything, any kind of stain, it works. It's like a miracle. I love that stuff called Awesome. Dollar Tree. $1.25, it's all it costs. First off, can I go ahead and get started with the painting and stuff now, but not move in and sleep here until after we close? This is kind of a second cousin to the question about moving in before you close, but it's a valid question that more people than you might think ask.
I called the Villages about this one too, because let's think about it now. I totally understand it, because you've bought a home, you've made this giant investment.
Sure.
You know how excited you are to get to the Villages.
Sure.
And you've bought the home, it's vacant, you're closing in 3 weeks. Can you go in there and start painting, or can you go in there and fix something, or start putting things on the wall, or do whatever, so when you move in, it's ready? No, the answer is no, you can't do that, because deals fall through.
They do. They do.
And your financing could fall through, the closing date could be moved back, but no, you cannot do anything like that. Now, if you buy a pre-owned home,
Okay.
that would be negotiable with the seller.
Okay.
But on a new home, no, you're not going to be able to do that. And probably not a pre-owned home either, because like we said, deals can fall through.
Deals can fall through.
There you go. One of the most frequent questions that we get is regarding getting to and from the airport. It's not as easy as you think. The Villages is about 60 miles from MCO, that's Orlando International Airport, and you have to go down the turnpike or lots of zigzaggy roads to get there. So it's about an hour and 6 minutes, hour and 10 minutes. Sometimes that turnpike is backed up and it might be a 2-hour trip. So a lot of people don't want to drive it, they want to take public transportation. Not really public transportation, but one of the providers that does shuttle service from the Villages to the airport. And there are quite a few. I'm not going to list all of them, but I'm going to tell you a few of them and how much it costs so you can know. One that we use the most often is called Groom, Groome.
Yeah.
Now their rate was $33 and we used it a lot.
We did.
And it's so convenient, and you don't have to pay for parking at the airport, you don't have to pay any tolls. They just raised that rate to $40. But they will pick you up at your door for that $40 and drop you off at your door when you come back. That's $40 each way.
For each person?
For each person. Every person has to buy their own ticket for that.
Okay.
That's Groom. Everything included. The Villages Airport van is $40, and it's also a home pickup. Villages Airport van. Then there is a company called Workman, and Workman has a really nice big bus. You rode it one time.
I did.
It'll leave from one of two spots in the Villages. I think they leave from up in Sumter Landing at, is it right there, Barnes and Noble, near there? And they'll leave from the Brownwood Hotel. And that's going to be $40 to ride that, but you've got to get to one of those two places. They also sell home pickup for an extra $15 for up to 3 passengers. So that 15 will cover 3 people.
Okay.
And they also have regulations on how many suitcases and things like that for that price. That's Workman, and they're a good company. Then there's one like Villages VIP. That's more of a concierge type thing. It'll be one vehicle for your family only. And however many they take, I think it's up to 5 people, will pay $140 one way. But no other passengers will get on that. On all the others we mentioned, except for Workman, they might stop along the way. Say they stop in Osceola Hills, then they'll stop down in Linden, and they might stop in Monarch Grove. And coming back, they do the same thing. They'll stop in Monarch Grove, they'll stop in Linden, they'll stop in Osceola Hills. So you can have some stops. But your cheapest is going to be Groom or Villages Airport van. And then you got Workman for the same price, unless you want to be door to door and you had to pay $15 extra for that.
This is from Rich and Regina from Kansas City, Missouri. Can you bring a cart from outside the Villages? We visited family there a couple times and thought we could get something more affordable here. Thanks ahead of time. And you can, because we do know a friends of ours that brought theirs from their
That's right.
their state. So you can bring yours from home. You got to make sure it's not too tall or souped up with
That's
high
right.
wheels, because there are tunnels here to go through. So yeah, you can bring yours from home.
She is smart. She's getting so smart. Oh, I'm sorry, Gizzy. Yeah, very good. Yeah, when we bought this house, the guy that owned this house had brought his carts from Myrtle Beach.
Okay.
So yeah, you can bring carts from anywhere. You will want that sunbrella, you know, that thing, that
Yes,
enclosure that comes
yes,
down, because
yeah.
if it rains, it'll keep you dry, and if it's cold, it'll keep you a little warmer.
Right.
It's a good deal. All right, so that's about it for our questions today. Now,
Sure.
you want to give away some cactus, don't you?
Yeah, my cactus is getting out of hand. Oh my goodness. It's just really spreading this way and that. We've had to kind of move it on our back patio to the other side because it was kind of interfering with our little grandchildren. They wanted to go near it. So,
Oh, Lord. Well, I think we told you all about that.
yeah, Easter.
Oh, the
last year.
grandchildren got into that cactus, and these little microscopic thorns got on them and me.
Oh,
It was a horrible day.
horrible Easter. Everybody was crying. It
But
was
just,
awful.
you know, just don't touch it with your bare hands, you know.
We'll put on special gloves. I'll tell you what, if you'd like to have some cactus, you can meet me tomorrow at the Dunedin Pool at between 1 and 2. I'll be there at 1 o'clock, and I'll be at the shelter house. That's the left side of the pool. Near the bocce area, there's a picnic table under a shelter. Meet me there at 1 o'clock tomorrow, and I will have gloves and have them wrapped up with paper towel and water, and you can have some of my cactus paddles.
So what do they do when they get them home?
You get them home, I think you're supposed to leave them in that watered paper towel for about a week, they said, before you plant them.
Is that what you did? Because you got it the same way.
I did. I kept them outside and for actually more than a week, and I'm going, oh, these things are going to be dead. So I just stuck it down in that pot, and lo and behold, it took root. No, it worked. So they say on the internet to take a week before you plant it. After you cut them off the main plant, let them sit in a paper towel with water for about a week.
Yeah, just YouTube it.
YouTube it, and
yeah.
they'll tell you how to replant them.
Want to do some shout outs?
Yeah, let's do some.
We want to thank our super thanks donors. I'll tell you what, we have a friend in Carroll Stream, Illinois. We don't know who it is because they don't ever sign their name.
No.
But they are such kind and generous people, and we want to say not only hello, but thank you to them. And we have another super viewer named Albert Marchianda.
Yeah.
And Albert, I just wanted to thank you because you've been a loyal follower and very good to us. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Upcoming entertainment. We have some entertainment in the villages. It's great entertainment here. We've got the Sharon, and on July 23rd coming up, it's called Don't Tell Noni. It's a wonderful play. And on July 19th, at the Savannah Center is going to be a play or a show called the Doobie Brothers Tribute Band, and they are called the Doobie Others. Isn't that awesome?
I love that name.
I do too. That's
The
a
Doobie
great-
Others.
Doobie Others. And that's a $35 ticket and on up. And if you give them the code of NEW, N-E-W, 2023, you're going to get a little bit of a discount.
All right.
And July 21st is called, in the Savannah Center, is called In the Air Tonight, and that's celebrating the music of Phil Collins and Genesis. And they have two shows, 4 o'clock and 7 o'clock.
Those are Victory Productions.
Right.
And we'll have them on again next week.
Yeah, we'll talk about them.
Talk about some things you might want to go do.
Right.
Yeah. All right, the word scramble. You guys do a great job with that. And we have a new one for you this week. Today's word scramble, the clue is chuckas, divots, and mallets can be found here. All right, there you have it. If you do come up with the answer, I know some of you gifted folks will, don't put the answer in the comments. No, 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 no. Every week somebody does it anyway. Just let us know that you know what it is, you know, and that'll be fun for you.
Say, I got it.
All right. Sweet and salty. That's another topic. We don't know whether we should keep doing that or not. You know, I like it. We get so many sweet comments. We love them.
Yeah.
You know, and we get quite a few salty comments too. and I don't like those so much.
No.
But we do think it's fun to share every once in a while and let you know that it's all not a picnic. Hey, this blogging, it's good, but every once in a while. All right, you gonna do the sweet?
I am. This is from Steve Syria, and I hope I said your name right. I wanted to thank you both for your kindness, generosity of information, and your time. Keep up the great work with the channel. It's always a pleasure to view the latest and videos from the past. Best
All right.
wishes. That's nice. Very nice. Thank you.
That was hard
Steve.
to read the way that was written there. She had a struggle on that one a little bit. All right, Steve, thank you very much. We love to hear from you.
Yeah.
Here's our salty comment for the day. This is from Doc. Now, a lot of these salty comments have a first and last name, but I don't want you guys to go unload on these people. I know how you are. You're very loyal, and we appreciate you. So we just shortened his name to Doc. Villages is not, contrary to what they say, the friendliest little community. Stop right there and say, that's not what they say. They call it Florida's friendliest hometown. They don't call it the friendliest little community. For one thing, it's not little, it's big. And he goes on to say, in fact, it's a bunch of grumpy, dying people taking it out on others.
I take offense to that. I'm not grumpy.
I hope you're not dying.
No, I'm not
Oh,
tired.
that's just a rude comment.
Yeah, it's rude.
Yeah.
Very
But
rude.
anyway,
Grumpy, dying people.
Most of all, Doc, we're glad you're watching. Marty and Kathy have been researching the villages for a couple of years, and they finally pulled the trigger. They bought a house up in the beautiful village of Woodbury.
Oh, yeah. We have friends there. Yeah. Beautiful place. Brian McGuire sent us a picture of us 4 years ago, and from our very first shows, and then from our recent show. That's really cool to keep that old picture.
Well, he didn't keep it. He just went back and looked at an earlier YouTube video and took a screenshot. But, we get comments on our appearance all the time, and
Yeah.
I don't think it would change a lot in 4 years. I'm heavier. I know it, okay? Okay. During the summer, you tend to vegetate a little more. I do anyway.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm sitting flat on my rear doing all this editing.
Yeah.
But I think, when we're feeling good.
Yeah, we are.
Feeling
Yeah.
good. And Brian, that was cute to see. Thank you for sending that in.
Yeah.
David and Care just finished a lifestyle visit. They say they had an incredible week, and it exceeded their expectations in every way. Nice shirt, Dave. They hope to come back in a month or so and buy a home. Kara said the only thing she didn't like about the villages was she saw a bunch of alligators. You might not want to go to the restroom while you're here.
Rich and Regina sent in one of the questions today. They're from Kansas City, Missouri, and here they are.
Gary Baker and his wife, who shall remain nameless, posted that they want to go on a lifestyle visit, so we sent them information on how to make that happen. Hey, Gary, when you post a picture, put your wife's name in it. That'd be good. Hey,
Oh, I guess we'll agree.
he agrees. I probably pulled that from Facebook. So, all you folks, if you want recognition, be sure and put your spouse's name on there.
Right.
And Gary, thank you so much.
Here's a great couple that thought about moving to the villages, but ultimately settled in South Carolina near the beach. This is Ruth, and they are such nice people and wrote us a wonderful message. But I'm going to blame Jerry. When he took a screenshot of it, he cut the gentleman's name off, so we don't know who he is, so we're sorry.
I looked and looked and looked for that, and I couldn't find it.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Let us know.
Yeah, let us know who you are.
Dee and John recently moved to the Lake Sumter area. We met them at the farmer's market a while back. Here they are in their Kansas City Royal Blue golf cart.
That's a pretty golf cart.
Yeah. Okay, it's time for Gizmo. You got anything today? Doesn't he look better? He looks better, doesn't he? Yeah. He's heavily medicated, but I think he is doing better. He actually went down the steps from the couch a while ago.
Yeah, he did.
That's the first time he's done that for a while.
He did.
So he's doing a little bit better.
Oh.
You see he's feisty? I slipped him 2 treats while we were here today.
He's wanting treats.
All right, buddy, take it away.
Take it away, buddy.
Hi, everybody. Here's a pretty good one for you. Why is 6 afraid of 7? Because 7, 8, 9. 6, 7, 8, 9. Boop, 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 boop. Hey, what's the difference from people in Dubai and the people in Abu Dhabi? People from Dubai don't like the Flintstones, and the people in Abu Dhabi do. Abu Dhabi do, boo-boo. Mom's mad at me 'cause I ate a roll of paper towels. Dad just thinks it's funny. He calls me Dog, the Bounty Hunter. Hey everybody, thanks for sending in those good jokes. And if you have some more, just send them in to that email address up there. And I'll see you all next week.
If anybody wants a Jerry and Linda t-shirt, we have 2 different styles on today. I don't know how many different. We have 16 different colors, don't we?
We did.
So you can go to Custom Apparel. That's the name of the shop here in the Villages. And they'll fix you up, and we'll put that in the video description for you. That's going to do it for this week's edition of
Mailbag Monday.
Be sure to tune in for Thursday's show. I have no idea what it's going to be yet. I've got to get back to work. Remember, I'm going to be all later today, and we'll see what I can come up with.
If you haven't done it yet, please subscribe to our channel and follow us on Facebook. It's so easy, and it really helps us.
Yeah, it does.
Right there. Until next time.
See you when you get here.